Just a moment. It's not the one we want. Extracts we want. Extracts. Right. So please just be ready. Everybody should take an active participation. It's not about one or two. Okay. Here is the first extract. Can somebody please read it out for the sake of the class?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Perhaps I was mistaken. I thought perhaps it isn't her. I had seen her only once, fleetingly, and that was years ago. It was most probable that I had rung the wrong bell. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. She was wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door. But I knew now that I was right.
Okay. So when does this come? Where? In the beginning, middle, or towards the end of it? End of the
Beginning.
letter.
Beginning.
So good. In the beginning itself, in the first visit itself. Okay. And she was able to confirm the things because of the green cardigan. Excuse me. Green cardigan that was worn by the lady who opened the door. Fine. Now, the first question, which of the following words, sorry, which of the following doubts the other had about the lady of the house? Which of the following doubts the author had about the lady of the house? The author had made a mistake. Probably it was not the lady she was looking for. Author was not wearing a red cardigan. The author could not recognize the face of the lady. Author forgot to carry the proof of address. Author had reached the wrong address. Now just pick out your option. Just think about those. Excuse me. Yep.
So option C.
Option C.
You mean one, two,
So
four, and
option C.
okay, one, two, four, and six, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So number one, Arthur had made a mistake. Okay, fine. That sounds nice only. Next, number two. Probably it was not the lady she was looking for. Fine. That also sounds nice. The other could not recognize the face of the lady. This was also holding water. Now, number six. The other had reached the wrong house. Probably these are all, of course, might have doubted her. That was, you know, she just had these kind of doubts about that lady of the house. So I think we can go ahead. See, if you just talk about the third one, the other was not wearing a red cardigan. It doesn't make any sense here. And if you just talk about the, carrying proof of address, that has no point here. So these two are straight away cancelled, and we are left with one, two, four, and six. So we can go ahead with this one. Now, what was the color of the cardigan? Green, pale
Green.
red.
Green.
Green.
Of course, green it was.
Green.
Yeah, it's clear. Why did the color of the button of cardigan fade? Due to heat,
Due
due
to
to washing,
washing.
due to drying,
Due to
dyeing.
washing.
Of course, what does that indicate? Due to washing. She must have worn that for a long period of time, for many days, right? So it's due to washing. Right, then next one. The lady hid herself behind the door because Arthur was looking at the
The
lady.
cardigan.
The cardigan.
Yes,
The cardigan.
yeah, absolutely. It was the thing. She wanted to hid herself behind the door because she did not want the narrator to look at the green knitted cardigan of her mother. So she wanted to. She just doubted that the other had noticed her mother's green knitted cardigan. And so she just wanted to hide herself behind the door. Yes, somebody seems to raise their hands. Any concerns?
Yes, sir. Actually, Devansh Garg is in the waiting room.
One moment.
He just
Just
messaged.
thanks, thanks for the information. Okay, let's come back. Right. Next one. Based on the above extract, please classify following as facts and opinion. This is something very important. Which statements are facts? Which statements are opinions? The other was mistaken initially. Is it a fact or opinion?
Opinion.
Are you sure?
Opinion.
Fact.
It's a fact, yeah. She was mistaken initially, right? Okay,
No,
let
she
me
had the correct address, right? She was not mistaken.
the other was
No,
mistaken.
but initially she was.
This is what I'm just about to say. It's, of course, she was mistaken. She was first mistaken, then got it confirmed. Got that point? The other had
She
seen the.
thought that she was mistaken, but actually she had the correct address.
Of course, she had the correct address. But when that got confirmed, when does that got get confirmed?
Uh,
Okay.
it's
Basically, on a
First
very
you just,
first.
okay. I just don't want to disturb your thought process. You please just look at the question and try to decide the answer, and then we'll give the justification to the right one. Okay, just go through. We have five statements over there. The other was mistaken initially. Other had seen the lady years ago. The cardigan was knitted by the mother of another. Okay, the late other. Okay. Sorry. Later, Other was sure that she had come at the right address. At first, Other thought that she had rung the wrong bell. Okay. Is anybody ready?
So I think maybe option B.
1, 2, 4, and 3, 5 are opinions. One, Other was
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
mistaken
option A.
initially. One moment. Option B. Let's first have a cross check with option B. One, Other was mistaken is a fact. Yes, she did mistake. Okay, she was mistaken initially. That was a fact. If you just look at it, it's very clear. Perhaps I was mistaken. I thought perhaps it isn't her. She thought like that. But being mistaken was a fact, right? There, right? She thought she might not be the person whom she had to meet. But she was mistaken. Perhaps she was mistaken. She thought that she was mistaken. See, initially being mistaken was, of course, a fact. Do you agree? I had seen her only once fleetingly. Fleetingly means quickly. And that was years ago. It was most probable that I had rung the wrong bell. So she thought that she had mistaken because of the fact that she could not see that lady multiple times in the past, and that too only once, that too very quickly, and that too some years ago. So probably she just, she might have rung the wrong bell. Okay. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. Okay, she was wearing all that. Okay, fine, fine. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing, where it's very
So,
clear.
but
One
I
moment.
had it done.
Haha, one moment, one moment. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door, but I knew now that I was right. Okay, fine. Now, coming back to the question, the other had seen the lady years ago. Yeah, it was also a fact. One, two, fine, very nice. Then fourth one. Later, other was sure that she had come at the right address. Yes, that's also a fact. Then opinions. The cardigan was knitted by her mother. Okay, fine. Might be an opinion.
So this is a
First,
fact.
one moment.
Actually, this could be considered a fact.
One moment. One moment. Let me just see. Let me just see if there are any straight evidences. And next one is, at first other thought that she had wrong. At first, the author thought that she had rung the wrong bell at first. Author thought she had rung the wrong bell. Okay, moment. Hmm.
Here it is, sir. She was
Yes.
wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan.
Mother's, see, cardigan. Mother's means just belonging to her mother. But is there any evidence that it was knitted by her mother only? If I say that you are wearing my T-shirt, it did not mean that I have made the T-shirt, right? That kind of sense it is giving. Did you get that? So probably she was of the opinion that it was, you know, knitted by her mother. So surely the third one is an opinion. And I'm fully convinced. If there are any doubts, please let me know.
Sir, I'm still confused if
Please do
author
go on.
was mistaken initially is a fact.
No, no, my point is straight away to the point. Let's say, was she not mistaken in the beginning? Yes or no? Forget about the reasons. Was she not mistaken
No,
initially? Was she not mistaken?
she thought so that she was mistaken, but she was there standing on the correct exact, like the exact address, standing before the lady whom she wanted to meet. So she was not mistaken. She thought so.
But of course we can say that, okay, let's say in that way also we can just put the things. Okay, but if you consider the last statement, what was that? At first, you know, at first Arthur thought that she had wrong the rung bell. Now what do you say to this? Is it a
There
fact?
are it is again an opinion, right? Because there are clear evidences that she assumed that she had rung the wrong bell.
She had rung the wrong bell.
Yes.
But I knew now that I was right.
It was most probable that I
Here,
had rung the wrong bell.
here. Right. It was most probable that I had wronged the. Yeah, it's an opinion then. Yeah, I agree. It's an opinion, no doubt about it. It's very clear. But the third one is also an opinion. I'm pretty sure about it because, see, the third statement says that. What was the third statement? The cardigan was knitted by the mother of other, the other. There was no evidence, straight
So
evidence or
third
direct evidence.
statement is no questioning because in all the options, third statement is considered to be an opinion. Nowhere it is considered to be in fact.
So, third one is an opinion. Okay, fine. Now, fifth one is an opinion. It is also an opinion. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Well, we are left with the other three options, one, two, four. Now, among the given options, okay, let's consider this way. So, among the given options, if you consider B is the only choice, we are left with. And
Yes.
there might be, yeah. See, in the other statements, either facts are included with opinions, are given as opinions, or opinions given as facts. and in both the cases they're wrong. And probably we can go ahead with B. And I'm just thinking about that one. If you say somebody else also said A, but A will not be a right choice, please, because the fifth statement is an opinion, not a fact. Surely it is a wrong option. And I'm sorry. And whatever the options that are included, fifth statement as the fact are all wrong. That means C wrong, D also wrong. So
Yes.
among the options available, we can just go ahead with F, B. Facts are 1, 2, 4, and opinions are 3 and 5. See, I think you are clear with this opinions, third and the fifth one.
Yeah.
Now,
Quite clear
among the
with that.
available options, but probably you might also be right, but we don't have that choice, so we can go ahead with B, not with any other option. These two are the only statements which sound as if they are the opinions, not the facts, for sure. And the others might not fully convincing, but we are left with only one choice, that is B, and we can go ahead with that one. But you might also be right. I also just feel like that, but we are left with no choices except B, so we must go ahead with B. All right. Then,
Okay.
okay, then we'll have one more, and then I'll share this link with you. Any one more? Let's take this one. Can somebody please read it out?
So may I?
Somebody. Yeah, please go ahead.
And one day I notices that I was curious about all the possessions that must still be at that address. I wanted to see them, touch, remember. After my first visit in Maine to Mrs. Darling's house, I decided to try a second time. Now a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. I asked her if her mother was at home. No, she said. My mother's doing an errand. No matter, I said. I'll wait for her.
Right. So that's the one. And one day I noticed that, actually, it is not notices, but noticed that I was curious about all the possessions that must still be at that address. I wanted to see them, touch, remember. After my first visit in Wayne, that means useless, to Mrs. Durling's house, I decided to try a second time. Now, a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. I asked her if her mother was at home. No, she said. My mother's doing an errand. No matter, I said. I'll wait for her. That's the one. Is this the first visit or the second visit?
Second
Second
visit.
visit.
Absolutely, it is the second visit. It's pretty clear that she has visited Mrs. Durling's house for the second time. You know the reason? It is stated very clearly. What's that? The reason for the second visit.
She still wanted to have a look and possess
Ah,
the things.
so she felt curious about all the possessions which are there at that address. And she badly wanted to see them, touch them, remember them. Now, but her mother was not there. She was doing an errand. What is that errand? If you just go out somewhere for a short journey in order to take a message or to collect something from somewhere, that is called an errand. It is also a word equivalent to the meaning of journey, but to a short, for a short time. For example, I can say, I'll meet you in the evening. I've got some errands to do fast. That means we have some things to do. But I mean some collecting things for you. So we need to just come like that. It says. So you just simplify that one as she went out. That's it. My mother's doing errand means she just went out on a purpose, maybe to collect something. Which address the other is talking about? The address of her own, the address of her mother, the address of Mrs. Durling? None of the above.
Address of
C.
Mr.
Address of Mrs.
Schooling.
Dooley.
The address of Mrs. Durling. That's great. Next one. Which possessions the other is talking about? Thing that thing at the house of her mother, things owned by herself, things taken away by Mrs. Durling, things stolen from her. Which one you think is the right one?
Things taken
Let's
away
see.
by Mrs.
Certainly,
Durling.
certainly, certainly. So, some years ago, when everything was normal, whenever Mrs. Durling paid a visit to their house, she used to carry a suitcase and in which she used to take away some precious things of Mrs. Yes. I mean, the narrator's mothers. So, she was talking about those things that are kept there in their possession at their address. She badly wanted to see them, touch them, and remember them. Next question. For whom did the other want to wait? It's a simple question. For whom?
The
Both
option
A
A and
and B.
option C.
Both
Option
A
A.
and B, I suppose.
What?
Okay, wait. Like
So she
here
was
for
waiting for Mr. Dole,
That's
sir,
right.
but
for the
here
mother of the
actually,
girl.
For whom did the other want to wait?
So
here
See,
both
the
here
A
it's
and
pretty
C.
clear.
it should be both A and C and not A
A and
and B. The
C.
option I think.
Yes, sir.
One
Sir, if
moment,
you
one
scroll
moment.
down,
Just one
yeah.
moment. Please just go through that extract once. And one day I noticed that I was curious about all the positions that must still be at that address. I wanted to see them, touch, remember. See them, touch, remember. After my first visit in vain to Mrs. Dooling's house, I decided to try a second time. Now, a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. I asked her if her mother was at home. No, she said, my mother is doing an errand. No matter, I said, I'll wait for her. I'll wait for her. Now, just
Yes,
comes.
sir.
Miss Dory.
What? Mrs.
See, sir, for
Dooling.
Mrs. Dooley and for
What?
For
mother
the
of the
mother of
girl.
the girl.
That's again Mrs. Dooley. So
So
that is
both
Um,
are
why I
same.
said
just a
it should
moment,
be
just
both
a
A and
moment.
C.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. For the mother of the girl is also a valid one, but we do not have the option. But that is an incorrect one. Let's go ahead with for Mrs. Dooling only. In fact, C is also right because both mean same. Both
So
mean
I
same.
was talking about A and C only because B is wrong. For her mother would indicate
No,
author's
somebody else
mother.
said A and B.
I said A and B later to realize that her mother here would indicate the author's mother and not
Yes,
Mrs.
exactly,
Dooley.
exactly. The other mother. Okay, so
So could
she
you
was
click
dead.
on that show answer so we can see that if there's a
But
typing
sometimes we can't
mistake?
expect that there will be right answers here.
See, it
A
is
and
D.
B.
Like it's a typing mistake. It should be both A and
It's a
C.
typo. It's a typo, no doubt about it. We can't really say that all the answers given here might be right. Must be right. Sorry, must be right. So sometimes there will be typos as well. I mean, typographical errors or printers devils. It's not that they did not know the answer. It's because of some typos. Okay. But please understand that we should have some common sense of, something of that sort. Anyhow, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Let's move ahead. Now, the next question, the expression, my first visit in vain, has been used in the extract. Which of the following is an incorrect use of the phrase in vain? My first attempt was in vain. My first jump was in vain. My first computer was in vain. My first request was in vain. Which one sounds grammatically and as far as the meaning is correct? See,
Could
Let's
it be
see.
C? Could
what?
it be C?
Incorrect use.
C.
Exactly, exactly. See, generally, A, B, D. In these three sentences, we are just doing something and that became useless. But if you just talk about the option C, I don't think we are doing something there. Instead, we are simply attributing something useless and doing like that, which is grammatically and meaning wise incorrect. My first computer was in vain. Oh my god, this is something very unusual, right? That's great. Then I hope you can do the rest. Shall we just have a few MCQs as well? Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's take up the fifth question. What was the address that the other's mother asked her to remember? Number 50 Marconi Street,
Option
46
D.
Baker Street,
Option D.
B.
number
Option
50,
D.
sorry, 46 Marconi Street. That's great. Then Mrs. Doodlings was dash of Mrs. Yes, a sister, an old acquaintance, old friend, a relative.
B.
B. An
The
old
B.
acquaintance.
Definitely
An
B.
old acquaintance.
Yeah, an old acquaintance. Acquaintance is a known person. If a known person maintains a relationship with somebody else, they might become a friend. And there is no such relation here. So we can just go ahead with option B. That's great. Next one. Why had the author come to visit Mrs. Doodling? Question number 11.
Option A.
Option A.
Option
Option
A.
A. You mean because Mrs. Doodling had belongings of others' mother? Of course. That's a straight answer. Now, what was the protagonist's reaction when she entered the living room? Question number 14.
Horrified.
Emotional.
Sure.
Thrilled.
Thrilled, emotional, nervous, horrified. By the way, what is meant by protagonist?
The main character.
Exactly. Antagonist? Villain. We can say protagonist as the hero, generally hero or the main character, positive one. And if
Yeah.
there is any negative character which is also of greater importance, with equal importance as that of the protagonist, then that is known as antagonist. Okay, so antagonist in this story is Mrs. Doodling. Okay, protagonist is the narrator. Now, what was the protagonist's reaction when she entered the living room? She felt thrilled, emotional, nervous, horrified. Now, just think about that one. See, these questions will test your actual knowledge and analysis, I mean, analytical powers, etc. Until and unless you remember each and every factual detail, I don't think you can just give a best or pick up a right answer.
Horrified.
Are you sure?
So I
How can
guess
you just
A.
okay, fine. Please justify
Emotional.
your answers. Please justify
Sir,
your
I
answers.
remember in text there was written horrified.
Where?
Sir, in
In
the
the, in the,
text,
in the, in the actual
textbook.
text. In the
Yes,
actual
sir.
text. Right, okay, fine. But can you justify that one? I agree, but can you just justify that one? Why? Why did she get horrified?
When she
Because
saw
all
the
the
belongings
Ah,
were in the like worst conditions.
exactly. That was the reason. Okay,
She could also be emotional, right? Seeing all the things that
I
belong to
agree,
her after so many years.
definitely. But what was the particular feeling at that moment really matters over there. She might be emotional as well. She might have been very emotional, not simply emotional, extremely emotional as well. And out of her overpowering emotions and nostalgic feelings only, she just came out of the house and wanted to completely become oblivious of that. They're all right. But what was the exact feeling? What was the exact one at that moment? Really matters here. So, as per the text, it was horrifying. And later she felt emotional. If you remember, towards the end of the story, she felt too emotional. And so she just could not control her emotions, and she felt that it's really paining her because they were all related to their dead mother, sorry, her dead mother. And so she just wanted to leave the place and become oblivious of that. Hopefully this is clear. Horrified. Shall we move ahead? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead. How does the author describe the living room? Muggy smell, strange atmosphere, sophisticated, both A and B.
Both A and B.
For both
Yes,
ends.
yes, you're right, you're right. There was a muggy smell, and that too strange atmosphere it was. Very nice. Next one. The other remembered that the woolen tablecloth had an ink mark,
A burn mark.
A
a
burn mark.
burn mark. Yeah. So it was having a burn mark. That was the indication. That woolen tablecloth, which was also in their possession. Fine, that's great. It's a straight question. What was the silver that the other was once asked to clean by her mother?
B. Cutlery.
Cutlery.
B.
What? By the way, what does that mean? Cutlery means what?
The silver fork spoons.
A set of
Ah,
forks and spoons and knives.
yeah, that's great. Cutlery. Then next one. Why did the object lose their value for the other? This is something very important. Why?
Because she saw them in different
D.
surroundings.
Very good. So, option
D.
option B or
The D.
option
D.
D, because she saw them in different surroundings, and that was very pathetic. See, she did not like the way that their belongings were kept and the way that they treated them, because they had no importance in their lives. But this girl, this narrator, had so much of importance to them in her life. So she just thought that, okay, they were in a different surrounding, had no value at all, no bond at all. And so those objects related to her dead mother lost their value. Fine, then next question. In total, how many times did the author visit the given address? Once, twice,
Twice.
thrice, never.
Twice.
That's great. It's a simple question only, twice. Well, who was the author?
Magamingo. B.
Margot
The
Mingo.
B.
Which country did she belong to?
Holland.
No. There's no such question, but I'm simply asking, which country did Maga Minko belong?
Holland.
She
Holland?
was Dutch, I suppose. Like,
Of course, she was Dutch. But what does that mean? German only. And there they speak Dutch as well. Maybe
yeah.
Netherlands, we can say. But the
Yeah,
main
but
problem
it's
is not about the nationality. It's about the religion. She belonged to the religion Jew.
she was a Jew, I suppose.
Yeah, that was the main reason that created all the problems. Fine, next question.
But
What
sir, is
message?
it anywhere mentioned in the chapter that where she fled in the World War II?
No. No such references have been given. No such references, please. But but upon being published, readers came to know that it just because of war, the
Yeah.
losses, the separations, the miseries that it brought. People got suffered, and many wrote about them, ranging from Anne Frank to Marga Minko. Many wrote, but a very few got popularized.
Attention.
Yeah, got popularity, and one among them is Marga Minko, the Dutch one. Okay, next, last question, very important one. What message that the address talk about? Importance of things, not to trust someone, human predicament of war, none of the above.
Human predicament
Human
of the
Human,
war.
predicament of war.
absolutely. See, on the surface, the other things, importance of things, not to trust somebody, all that might be right. But the main thing is human predicament. What is meant by human predicament, by the way? You need to remember this word, because next year also you'll come across this same word in one of the long short stories called The Enemy, the fourth chapter in class 12 by Pearl Esbeck, an American writer. Predicament. Predicament means
Difficulties.
Yeah, kind of difficult and embarrassing situations.
Sufferings.
Yeah, suffering, unpleasant, difficult, hard time, embarrassing time. You can just refer to all that. So, human predicament of war is the main message being conveyed. Now, 29th, after reading the address, how would you describe Mrs. Dooley? Materialistic, selfish, opportunist, all the above. What is meant by materialistic, by the way?
Who focuses more on like things which has more value of money,
Ha,
like maybe
something,
high prices or something.
something like that, right? In simple terms, worldly possessions. I mean, uh, things related to money of high value, maybe
Adhere
bungalows,
to them.
bungalows, cars, clothes, jewelry. All these are known as materialistic things. She was proven to be materialistic, selfish, and opportunist as well. All the above might be right option. Do you all agree?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Now, guys, let's wrap up the session. We're done with it. I'm just going to leave you a little early because you need to do the work. Extract based questions, and I'll also float some links for attempting MCQs as well. Do attempt them. Okay. Let me take the attendance, please. Just a moment.
So can you repeat what we have to do?
I'll float the links of these extract based questions. Okay. And I think you have around 10 extracts. One moment. Not 10, 7 or 8. Let me just see. Okay. Just a moment. Yeah. Yeah. 7. 7 you have. We had already discussed, some. Now you just do them. The rest. Do the rest. And I'll also share some MCQs quizzes as well in regard to this lesson. Just attempt them and send me the score on my personal WhatsApp window. Okay. Clear now? Instruction
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. Attendance seems to be ready. Have a good day. You may now leave. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.